guys, I'm Anya. I'm 23 years old and I'm pregnant. So basically inside of the header, you can basically see that I am about to be talking about my pregnancy story. If it looks a little dark or a little dim, I had chose the wrong day for me to want to film. It decided it wanted to snow today, so it's a little darker on my end, but this was the day I decided, so it is going to be what it's going to be. You may also see me looking down a lot just because I have pregnancy brain and I forget almost everything. So I need to look down at paper because I don't want to leave anything out. For the people who do know me, I know that this pregnancy was a surprise. A lot of my friends, a lot of people that I knew, a lot of my family were like, wait, what? You're what? Is this a joke? I got people calling me talking about something. I know, like, this isn't for real because you didn't tell me and you're posting pictures. Like, so I'm just trying to give an explanation of what happened, why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. I decided to make a YouTube so that I can help out some other moms, so I can vlog my journey. And so basically I can just look back and I can see how far I've come from where I started. I don't think that this baby's going to hinder me at all. I don't think that this baby is a stunt in the road for me. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but we'll see where I go. You know, I'm starting now. We'll see where I am a year from now. And without further ado, I guess I should probably start this story with giving you some background about me and my child's father. I'm not going to mention his name just because I don't want to bring him into that, and I don't want nobody looking at him or people being like, oh, like, so I'm not going to like say his name. I'm going to kind of leave it out of the situation, and I hope you guys can understand that, understand where I'm coming from. I'm sharing enough with you. Maybe later on you might see him pop up in a video too, but as of right now, this is my thing and I kind of just want to leave him out of it. The story behind us two, he is basically just somebody that I was dating on and off for a really long time. Around this time we had got back together. We weren't dating at all. Like, I was living my life. I was dating somebody else. He was probably dating somebody else, but I was out. I was living my life. Like, I was happy. But I had went out for a friend's birthday, and you know, there was like this beach party, and this beach party was lit. Okay, we were in Miami. It was around spring break. So that's all I gotta say. If you're not pregnant and you're watching this video, before you decide if you want to get pregnant or something, go to Miami and go to spring break. It's lit. So we're at this beach party. There's so many people out there on this beach. Like, it's mad people, mad sororities, mad fraternities. Like, we're just out there to have a good time, celebrate my friend's birthday. So I'm lit, okay? Like, I'm off, I'm going. Like, music is pumping. People got like stereos. Like, it was just a great time, and it was like great vibes. Like, I have a pretty decent group of friends, so please do not take this as a cocky compliment, but we always capture attention. And so I just felt like it was just looks everywhere we go. It's like boom, boom. It was like looks. And we were seeing other beautiful black women out there too, beautiful like Spanish women out there, like, and it was just so much love. Like, everybody, it was nobody hating on nobody really like throwing shade. Like, if I seen a cute chick out there, I was like, yo, you're popping, and they would reciprocate the energy. Like, it was just a really good time. So I had went out there, and I'm out there with my friends. We're having a great time, and I spot somebody across the way, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, because I just feel like this isn't like our first incident where like we ran into each other while I was having a great time. So I'm looking kind of just like, you gotta be kidding me, like, he's here. Like, so I tell my best friend, and I'm like, yo, Lex, like, look who's over there. So we're walking, she goes over and she's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, hey. And I'm like looking at her like hugging him. I'm just like, why is she talking to him? But he's like talking to her. I don't know what they were talking about. They were a little further away, and it was really loud on the beach. And then I look, and I'm like, because our other friends were leaving, and I was like, Lex, let's go. And then she's just like, okay. And then he's grabbing onto her arm, and he's like, no, I want to talk to her. Da, da. And I was like, well, I don't want her to talk to you. Like, I grab her hand, like, and I'm like going off, and he's like looking at me like, yo, she's not acting like this. But I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, we don't talk to you. Like, goodbye. So as we're walking away, there's like this group of guys, and they like, yo, and of course I'm gonna go over to them because we're about to leave him. So of course, like, it's attention everywhere. We're leaving the situation. So we had ended up leaving, and in the back of my head, I was like, dang, I should go back and I should apologize. Like, dang, like, I should go say hi, because I always said to myself, like, if I ever seen him again, I wouldn't give him any hard feelings. Like, I wouldn't be like bitter. I wouldn't be mad. But it was like the moment I see him, I would just piss. Like, why are you even here? You're ruining my vacation. Like, I'm having a good time and here you go popping up. So I was like, I didn't, like, I don't know. I felt bad because it was like I wasn't supposed to act like that. I was supposed to act like I didn't care, say hi. But it was like, I guess my true feelings came out. So we went along with our day. We ended up just like, just having a great time on the beach. It was just such a good time. But I just thought it was so random because I'm like, we don't live in Miami. Like, so I'm like, what are the chances that I'm running into you out here? Like, come on. Like, I'm trying to enjoy my spring break and here you are. So, we ended up enjoying our vacation. Me and my friends had an amazing birthday vacation for my other friend. I got back home and I noticed he starts looking at my snaps. So I'm like, okay, like, cause by this time I know I'm popping. Like, I have a lot of stuff going for me at this point. Like, I had just started dabbling into modeling, and I'm gonna say that in like quotation marks because I had just started that in the end of March. I think I started posting it around April, and it was popping off for me. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it just started to pop off for me. People started contacting me left and right. It was just something that I was really going through, and you know, it was something that I wasn't really expecting, but you know, it happened. So I just knew, like, I'm like, okay, like, he wouldn't be checking up on me. I just need to, like, you know, be popping all the time now. Like, I thought I was already popping because, you know, I had gave myself, you know, self-confidence and stuff like that. But I was like, now I'm like, okay. You know how you feel when, like, there's a guy you used to talk to and he kind of checking up on you. So now you kind of just like, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I remember he had invited me to like a party or something like that. And I had told him, I was like, oh, like, there was like this little meme he had, and I was like, oh, it looks just like you. And he's like, oh, don't talk to me the way you were acting on the beach. He was joking, but I felt like he was low-key kind of serious. He was like, the way you were acting on the beach, you had me so mad, da, da, da. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, like, I really don't care. So I made up like some bullcrap excuse, like, oh, you know, my friends were leaving, so no, I just didn't want to talk to you. I was mad at you. Like, what are we talking about right now? So we ended up having a conversation. I was just like, I'm sorry. He was like, it's cool. Like, and we were just in each other's good graces after that. Like, I wasn't thinking anything past it. I was actually dating somebody else at the time. So I wasn't even really like thinking like, oh, I wouldn't be with him or nothing. It was kind of just like breaking the ice, kind of just being like we're good. Like, we don't have no issues. So his birthday was like a few weeks later, and I just like hit him up and I was just like, happy birthday. And he was just like, thank you. And then he had sent me the party thing again, and he was just like, oh, you should really pull through. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I got a photo shoot that day. Like, that might not be the best day for me. But I ended up hitting up my girls, and I'm just like, you know, I'm going to this party. And it's like, I'm not going to the party because it's like, it's his party. I guess I kind of was. Like, I was just going to the party because I just wanted to just stunt, okay? I wasn't going to the party trying to be with him. I wasn't going to the party, like, trying to make nothing out of it. It was more so of just, like, I just wanted to pop up and let you know how I'm doing type of thing. Like, girls are shady, and I'm one of them shady people. Like, not, like, shady towards my friends or anything, but, like, towards guys and relationships, shady. So I had called up my friend at the time, and I was just like, yo, like, there's this party, like, should we go? Like, is this even a good idea? And she was just like, what could it hurt? Like, go to the party. Like, it's not even that deep. She's like, and if we don't want to go, we can just dip. Like, we don't even really have to be there. So I was like, okay, cool. So, you know, I hit up my crew. Everybody was kind of like down to go. Yada, yada, yada. So I was like, okay. So I went up in there. You know, I had contacted my best friend Lex again. She's like probably like one of the people that had been there from the beginning. Like, she's been there. So I'm asking her, I'm like, what should I wear? I'm sending her and my best friend Kim, I'm sending them pictures like, is this cute? Is that cute? Is this cute? And they're just like, yo, like, you're popping right now. Like, go. So I was just like, I'm not even gonna try to be extra. I'm gonna just wear something regular. But I guess me wearing something regular, it wasn't even, and it was like sundress and like some flip-flops, but you know, you got to kind of throw the jewelry, you want to kind of throw it off a little bit. Because I was like, what if we go to the club? I don't want to be too dressed down, and then I don't want to be too dressed up, and I'm just going to be at his party. So I kind of like dressed somewhere in the middle. So I told him I kind of wasn't coming. A few of my friends arrived before him, and it just was what it was. Like, they got there before him. They were kind of just like, oh, like, you know, like, are we still going out? And I'm like, yeah. So I ended up getting to the party late, because I'm always late. I can try my best, but I'm always late. So I ended up getting to the party late, and as I'm walking in the door, I was going to text him and tell him I was there or nothing. Like, if I didn't see him, I was basically just going to just be like, hey, I did actually stop by to show love, like, but I didn't see you, like, you have a good night. But as I'm walking in the door, he pops out of the door, and he's just like, oh my gosh, hey, like, and then like he gives me a hug, and then like he pulls me to the side, and we're like talking and stuff, and I'm kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, like, like, cause I don't know, I just was just kind of just like, it's whatever. So sorry y'all, like my mouth always gets dry, so I got this water just in case. But long story short, I ended up dipping. I just was like, we didn't want to stay anymore. We ended up want to go somewhere else. So me and my best friend and her boyfriend and our other friend, we all decided that we were going to go to this club called Tierra Colombiana. So we ended up going there, and I'm lit. I'm having a great time. Like, we had so much fun. Like, we just truly enjoy each other's company. So, and anytime me and Lex go out, it don't matter who's around, like, we have a great time. So we had went to the club, and hold on, wait, I gotta backtrack. Before we got to the club, I remember walking outside, and I kind of just was like, all right, like, see ya. He was like, oh, you're leaving? I was like, yeah, see ya. He was like, all right, bye. Like, kind of just like, bye. Like, so I was kind of just like, all right, bye. Like, whatever, you know. And then this boy was like at the door. He was like, damn, who is that? Like, and I was just like, oh, yes, you had to. And I'm glad you said it right in front of him. So, and then his friend was like, I don't know, yo. He's like, yo, I'm about to go after her. And I heard him as I'm like walking. So this boy like runs up the street. He's trying to talk to me. I let him walk me to my car, but I wasn't interested. So I kind of just was like, oh no, like I have a boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend, but I was talking to someone. So I used that excuse for everything. And then I ended up leaving. So then we get to the club. We have a good time. And he texts me. And he's like, oh, why did you leave? You seen I was leaving. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so he's like, why did you leave? You look really good in that dress. And I was just like, I know. Like, but I was like, you know, like, I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, oh, I want to see you. You should come back. And I'm like, I'm not coming back to your party. Like, I already left. And me and my girls are out. So he was like, afterwards, like, can we link up? And I was like, well, where do you want to meet up at? And he was like, oh, you can meet me at my house. So I'm like, okay. So I put in his address from where I was at, and it was only like 5 minutes. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, I'll meet you up. I'll meet up with you like afterwards. Sorry y'all if I jumble over my words or like stuff like that. It's because of my pregnancy brain. I can't help it. And if I jump around, it's because of that. So end up leaving the club. I told my best friend Lex, I was like, yeah, I'm going home, because I didn't want to tell her that I was meeting up with him, because Lex would be looking at me like, like, so I was like, I'm not even going to tell her, but I feel like she knew. So I ended up meeting up with him. We ended up just talking. We had like this long conversation, and I kind of told him like, you know, like, it's cool to see you, but that's it. Like, he was kind of just like, oh, like, you know, like, trying to like finagle his way in here, but I was kind of just like, nah, like, I'm good. Like, nice to see you. Like, it was good seeing you. I'm glad you're doing good. And left it at that. Like, because at that time I was planning on moving to California, and I had been saving for months to move out there. My best friend had moved out there a few months ahead, and I was ready to pack up all my stuff and move as well. Like, me and my cousin already were looking at places. Like, it was just, that was the move. Like, so right then at that time, like, it was like, I wasn't minding dating people. I wasn't mind going out with people, but I also wasn't looking to get in a relationship or especially not with him, because I knew I had feelings for him, and I knew it would have been like a whole, like I would have wanted a real relationship. So I was kind of just like, and he's like, oh, we should go out to eat. And I'm like, like, so we kind of just left it where it was. I was kind of just like, I mean, we're cool, but that's it. He ends up texting me. One thing leads to another. We end up meeting up again. So from then on out, it just kind of became a thing. Like it was just a real thing. Like we were a real thing. And yeah, that was that. We were just, we just were like a thing. And it was like our relationship this time was completely different. It was a different relationship than what I've ever had with him before. We were more open with each other. We talked more with each other. I feel like before when we were dating, it was more of like us so hiding each other, because it was like, it was a situationship. It wasn't really like a relationship. So it was like, I'm not trying to put you all over the gram. I'm not trying to put you all over the snap. Like we're something, but we're nothing. We don't really know what we are. There's feelings. It was just a mess. So we went through dating the whole summer, most of the summer. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm moving to LA. And my last question is, am I going to stay with him or not? Am I going to drop him at the airport or not? Like, what is it that I want? So I kind of wanted to figure out what he wanted. But then he's also scared because he's like, you're leaving. Like, I don't really, like, I don't know. Like, I've never been in a long distance relationship before. I've never been in a long distance relationship before. So it was kind of just like, it was just confusion. So we were just kind of like, we're just going to play this out and see how it goes. But it was just like, everything was just happening so fast. Like we were spending so much time together. We were together like every day. It was a real thing. So it was just something like, I was at his house all the time. I would get off of work and go to his house. Like I would spend days at his house. Like we did everything together. So it was kind of just like, this time I felt something I didn't feel before. Like I always knew I liked him, but it was just kind of just like, this time it was real. Like it was a relationship. Like, so, my friend had this barbecue, and we are, you know, out at this barbecue. And this is when I kind of, it was like right after 4th of July. And this is when I kind of realized, like, yeah, I want this to be something. Like, this is definitely something. Number one, because I never really brought him around my friends before. Like, I brought him around a few people, but never, like, my girls. Like, you know, so I'm introducing him to my friends and stuff. And it was like, at first he was a little standoffish. She brought his friend. But after a while, it was like he kind of loosened up. Like, we got some shots. We're partying. They're Spanish, so it's always lit over their house. So it's like, we just had an amazing time. And I just knew then that I wanted something. Like, I wanted something. So, we went along dating, and I'm gonna kind of like fast forward the story. We were getting kind of to the brink end of like the summer, and I knew I was supposed to be leaving that September. So I kind of just brought it to his attention. I was like, listen, like, are we gonna be together or not? And he was kind of like hesitant. He was just like, I don't know, because like, you're leaving, you're going like across the country, like, and I've never been in a long distance relationship. How do you even know that you want to be with me when you go out there? How do you know you're not bringing no extra baggage? And I was kind of just like, I don't. Like, but at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to be with him, but it was just like, he's right. And I can't want somebody to be with somebody who's an 8-hour flight away and a 3-day drive away, and, you know, expect him to just be on board with that. I couldn't. It would have been unfair. So I had to take on what he gave me. It wasn't like a bad breakup. We didn't like end everything bad with each other. We were actually on really good terms. So I was just kind of just like, you know, it is what it is. You know, we went our separate ways. I had a few of his clothes, and he was just kind of like texting me like, oh, like, do you have my jacket? Like, just kind of checking up on me. And I just really didn't want to respond to him at that time, just because I was just kind of like, we just ended things. And it was like, my feelings were hurt, but it was like, I had to understand why my feelings were hurt. So I knew there was like this Caribbean Day Fest or something like that in the closest city to me, which was Philly. And me and my cousin are out here. It's lit. and we're having such a good time. But the entire time we're out there, I'm so tired, like exhausted. And I'm like, why the freak am I so tired? I felt bad because I went to go pick my cousin up from Atlantic City, which is another city by me, and then bring her back to where I was so that she can like kind of enjoy her time. And the whole time it's like I want to sleep, and she's just like, yo, you're boring, like you be trying to be in bed at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I know, but I don't know why I'm so tired. I know around that time I also had pink eye. I had called, I don't know if it was from the job or if it was from him, I don't know. So I thought maybe that was making me tired, because like when you have pink eye, your eyes kind of get gritty and they hurt and they burn. So I was like, maybe it's that. So you know, my pink eye was clearing up, and I remember laying down one day and I kind of just was like, yo girl, you should take a pregnancy test. It was just a random like pop in my head, and I'm just like, ain't nobody taking no pregnancy test. Like I just like, no, there's no way. Like there's no way. Like no, like I just broke up with him. Like there's no way. So I ignored it. And then I'm sitting down and it's like, yo, you should probably go across the street, get that pregnancy test, boo. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I go across the street. I went to like the Dollar General and like I got a little pregnancy test and I peed on a stick. And it came back positive. And my cousin's here and my mom's here. And I'm like, I'm not telling nobody because this has got to be a joke. I need to get a real one. So I had taken my cousin home, and then I had went to Walmart to get like one that I thought was like better of a pregnancy test. So I got the most expensive one they had, and it had 2 in the box, and I peed on both of them. Both of them came back positive. So I was like, this is a joke, because I'm getting ready to move out of country. Not out of country. I'm getting ready to move out of state. And I'm just sitting here like, why? Like, why is this happening to me? So I didn't say anything to anybody. I kind of kept it hush hush for a while. The first person that I did decide to tell was my cousin. I tell her everything. She's like my personal diary. And she just was like, I think you should keep it. So I'm saying her and I'm like, girl, I can't keep it. Like, I'm going to LA. Like, there's no way in the world that I'm keeping this baby. Like, I got to get rid of it. Like, I got too much going on for me. I'm not a perfect Christian, but we're very, we have very high morals in my family. So she's like, no, you don't want to do that. Like, you know, God gave you this baby. Like, obviously it was meant for a reason. And I remember praying after me and him ended everything. And I said, God, I told you before we started dating, if this doesn't work out this time, it's a dub. Like, so, if you really want us to be together, you'll make something happen. So I just thought it was really weird that I was pregnant. Like, I was just like, you got jokes, okay? Because a girl is not ready for pregnancy right now. Like, I'm only 23. And a lot of people can say, like, girl, that's not that young. But to me, like, my life is just getting started. So, you know, a lot of good things were happening for me. So I kind of just was like, wow. So my cousin's like, you should tell him. Like, did you tell your mom? I was like, no, I'm not going to tell him. And no, I did not tell my mom, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet, because I might abort this baby. Like, I can't afford it. So I'm just like sitting here and just trying to figure out what I was going to do. And it was weird because a lot of people, when they find out they're pregnant and they're young, they freak out. But I was low-key kind of calm about the whole situation. Like, I wasn't really freaking out. Like, in my head, I'm like, you can't have a baby. But it wasn't like I was like, you can't have a baby. What are you going to do? Like, no, it was more like, you're pregnant, but you can't have a baby. Like, it was really calm. So my mom walks in a room, I think the next day after I told my cousin, and she's like, when was the last time you got your period? And I was just like, last month. Why? And she's just like, just asking. So she didn't say anything, and I'm just looking like that was mad random that she even came in here. So I'm like, I gotta tell my mom. Me and my mom are super close, and I tell her everything. So I'm like, I gotta tell my mom. So I walk in and I'm just like, Mom, I gotta tell you something, but I'm scared. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. So she was just like, oh. So I was like telling her, I was like, listen, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. And I'm thinking about getting an abortion. Like, I just can't afford it. Like, I have so much going on right now. And my mom had complications with her pregnancies. So she was just like, I don't want you to do that because I don't want you to have complications, this, that, and the third. You know, if anything, like, I'll take care of the baby until you get yourself situated, or, you know, I just don't want you to have an abortion. I don't want you to go through that. And I'm just like, first of all, if I have a child, I'm not letting nobody else take care of my kid but me. Like, it's either like you're going away or I'm keeping you in your mind. Like, I couldn't let somebody else raise my child. That's just not the type of person I am. So, she finally convinced me to tell him, and I'm thinking it's a joke. So we made this cute little box. I like put the little pregnancy test in there. I put all these little like baby little trinkets in there, some confetti, sealed up the box. I had asked him to see him. I was actually going out with my girls that night. So I had asked to see him, and I remember there's this thing called Drake Night, and we were going there, and he, you know, was pretty much just like giving me the cold shoulder. Like, I was asking to talk to him. He didn't really want to talk to me. He's like, what's up? And I'm just like, oh, like, can we go inside and talk? He's like, nah, like, say what you gotta say. And I'm kind of just like, no, like, I need to talk to you. And he's like, well, say what you gotta say, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, you know what, it's whatever. So I give him the box. I give him like his bag of stuff that I had, and he's like, I don't want this. Like, what are you giving me gifts for? And I'm just like, just open it, and when you open it, you're gonna call me. Like, so I dipped off. I'm out with my girls. I end up running in to my best friend Kim, and I just start bawling, like tears. I'm like, I'm pregnant, I gotta tell you, no, I don't know how to tell him. And I'm crying, and Kim's just like, it's gonna be okay. I can't believe he's acting like that. How any other best friend, you know, is. So I was telling Kim, I was like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get an abortion. And Kim's like, absolutely not, no. Like, we're having this baby, we'll figure it out, everything will be okay. So he's texting me because he opens the box, and he's like, yo, like, where are you at? I gotta talk to you. Like, so I'm like, I'll come to you after I'm done being out with my girls, because I was just really emotional. I was really upset because I wanted to talk to him about it, and the way he came at me, it just hurt my feelings. He's never, like, you know, been so cool with me before, so it was kind of just like, dang. So later on that night, I left. I went to talk to him, and our initial conversation wasn't bad. Like, he just was like, you know what, I'm here whenever you need me, you know, do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do, and I'm going to be here for you. And I kind of just was like, okay. I know the next day, he apologized to me for being rude to me too, but the next day, I had seen a text when I woke up, and he was like, you know, if you do decide that you want to get an abortion, you have up to 10 weeks to get the pill. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't know if I want an abortion. Like, I kind of want one, but I don't know. So I was just like, I don't know, like, maybe I'll just keep the baby. He goes off. Like, our conversation from the day before to that day was like a complete 360. Like, it was like, no, I don't think that you're making the right decision. We're both young. We're both doing this. We're both doing that. And it was just like, all I took from that was, this nigga telling me to have an abortion. Who are you? Like, so I'm mad. Like, we're arguing, and that pretty much carried on for like the first couple of months of my pregnancy. So now, because we're arguing, we're not on good terms. He's basically trying to make it seem like I trapped him, like it was just a big deal. In my head, I'm like, do I really want to deal with this person and keep this baby? So I'm like, maybe I should get abortion. So I started asking my friends who've, you know, been through this process before. I started like looking into my research, and I would just lay down at night and I'd be like, you don't want to do this. This is not something you want to do. Like, don't do it. Like, just keep the baby. And I'm just like, I would pray, and I'd be like, God, well, why? Like, why would you give me a baby now? Like, why would you do this to me now? And I'm just like mad, because I'm just like, I don't want to have this baby right now. I always wanted a baby when I was put together, and it's just like, life just doesn't work like that. And, you know, me and him were able to come together, and we were able to talk. He apologized for being the way that he was. And then, but he was still, like, you could tell he was still very firm when having that abortion, but he was like more so like, sorry for being a dick, but, you know, this may not be the right decision, but I'm gonna let you choose. So I'm like, I ain't gonna break it to him now that I'm gonna keep this baby. I'm gonna wait. So we were kind of talking every day, and we weren't talking really about nothing. Just, he would just kind of just checking up, like, what are you thinking? What do you want to do? And I just was like, I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. So one day, you know, I was just like, listen, I'm gonna just tell him. I'm gonna just break it to him. It is what it is. So we're in the car. We're talking. Like, his hand is like on my lap, and I'm like, I just wanted to let you know, I thought about, getting an abortion, and, I took the necessary steps, and, I came to a decision that I'm going to keep the baby. Hand goes off my lap, and he's pretty much just like, yo, like, you could tell his face was just like, you gotta be kidding me. But it was like he didn't want to say it because like it was already so much tension from like the months leading up to that point, and like just the whole situation we were going through, and he was just, I guess, trying to make it better. And I was just like, yeah, like I'm keeping a baby. So we had like a doctor's appointment, and I asked him to come, and we just weren't on good terms. And in the doctor's office, he was just sweating bullets. Like, he was just like, yo, like, I don't know what he was expecting, but he was, whatever it was written all over his face. So this doctor's appointment, like, they like let you hear the baby's heartbeat. I was able to see what my baby looks like, and the baby's like punching, kicking, da, da, da. And I'm like, it was set in my head after that, like, this baby ain't going nowhere. Like, this thing's alive, kicking as well. Like, I don't care how small it is, it's moving. This is a thing. Like, no. So I felt like he also knew after that it was a dub. Like, I wasn't getting rid of the baby, and I felt like, you know, we got our pictures and stuff, and I wanted to be so excited, but I could just feel his negativity in the room, and I was just like, I can't be excited. So we ended up talking afterwards, and it was just basically like a situation like I tried to trap him, this, that, and the third. And I'm just saying here, like, first of all, this isn't just my fault. Like, yeah, I was on birth control, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I was very inconsistent because at the time I was working a job where I worked late nights, and it was just like, I work late nights, I'm up early in the morning, I was doing so much. I would just, sometimes, some days I would forget, some days I would try to double up and try to like, I was just trying, I just didn't think I was going to get pregnant. Like, even though I was inconsistent, like, I've been on birth control for so long, I was just like, you're not going to get pregnant, girl. Like, it's in your immune system, like, it's in your body, like, you're good. Because it was like, I would take them, but I was just a little behind on some days, or some days I would forget, or some days I would double up, and then like the next day I would forget. Like, it was just a mess. Like, I was a mess. Like, I just was doing too much, or trying to do too much at one time, and it just was like, you know. But I'm like, first of all, this isn't just my fault, because you have ways to use protection too, and you decided that you didn't want to use them too. So don't be trying to put this on me. And any guy who ever makes a woman feel like it should be put on him, he should feel shitty about himself anyway. So I kind of just was like, fuck this dude. Like, I don't need to be, excuse my language, I don't need to be dealing with you. Like, I can take care of this baby by myself. I don't need you. You can be a deadbeat. I got this. Like, I knew he had a lot of stuff that he was dealing with at the time, but I kind of just was like, I got this. I don't need you. Like, I got a really strong family behind me. I don't need you to be here. Like, I don't need you to help me take care of this kid. I got this. And I feel like when I told him that, it was more so like, oh, I'm not gonna be no deadbeat daddy. And I'm like, oh, but like, I don't even, like, listen, you basically are. That's exactly what you're trying to be, and I don't have time for that. Like, and I'm like, you're not gonna make me feel bad about the decision that I made about my body and what's gonna make me feel better about myself. So you can go ahead and you can carry on and do whatever it is that you want to do. Live your life the way that you want to live it. I'm gonna do this alone. So, you know, I kind of just was just mad and angry, and he would like text me and try to see how I'm doing. I'm just like, yo, he don't stop texting me. Like, just stop texting me. Like, you only doing this like for what? Like, what are you doing this for? Like, so I was kind of just like, I'm mad because I'm like, he tried to, you know, he tried to make it seem like I tried to trap him. I had my own plans going on, and I'm just like, this isn't ideal for nobody, but because I chose to keep the kid instead of aborting the kid, I'm the bad guy. Like, whatever. So after a while, I guess he kind of just like realized like, yo, I'm gonna be a dad and there's nothing I can do about it. So he came around, he apologized. It wasn't like I was like, oh, it's okay, like no, I was kind of just like, it is what it is, we'll co-parent and keep it pushing. Like, but you know, over time it was like he just wanted to be more involved. He wanted to go to my doctor's visits. He wanted to know how I was doing. He wanted to check up on me and make sure I was okay. And I'm like, Aigner, you cannot be mad at this guy forever. Like, you have to give him a chance. So we started doing more stuff together. I started going to doctor's visits together. I started updating him on everything that was going on with the baby. Started sending him pictures and stuff like that. And it was just like, I was still angry, but our relationship was getting better. And as time went on, the relationship got better and better. And it just made me a little happy, because it's like, yeah, I was willing to be a single mom and I was willing to do it by myself, but nobody wants to be a single mom, and nobody wants to deal with, you know, having a baby on their own And so the fact that he was stepping up and he was willing to be a father and he was willing to be there was something I was just like, good, like, you should be. And I feel like my feelings were still hurt because it was just like, I never really got time to get over things. Like, I never got time to really come to the realization that I wasn't moving to LA. I didn't come to the realization that we weren't together anymore. It was just like everything was moving so fast. It was like I was pregnant. Like, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like, stuff was just happening right after each other. And, you know, for the people who are out there who are single moms and, you know, you are having a tough time with the dad, sometimes we do push them away because we're just like, I don't need you. And then there's guys who are just shitty fathers and they just don't want to be there, and that's okay too. Like, your baby's gonna appreciate you for you, period. Like, they're gonna appreciate you being a great mom and you doing what you had to do and you taking care of them, even if you feel like, you know, like, dang, like, I'm struggling. Like, your baby's gonna see that struggle and they're gonna be like, I have an amazing mother regardless of what the situation is. I'm blessed enough to be able to have somebody that I'm working out my situation with, and, you know, that's there now. Like, me and him are great now. We talk every day, but I'm lucky enough that he did come around and he did want to be a part of his child's life, because there's a lot of dads who never come around and who never do that. So, you know, he's there every step of the way. I call him for everything. We talk about everything. And, you know, I'm not saying everything's perfect, because it's not, but we're definitely in good graces with each other right now. He's definitely there whenever I need him, and he's only like a phone call away, and if I really need to see him, he will drop everything he's doing to come see me and make sure I'm good. So, you know, in my case, I got lucky. My story's still being branded. I still don't know everything that's going on, but as of right now, my child has a father. He can't wait to be a dad. He's excited to be a dad, and we're just going to see where this goes. I'll be vlogging more of my life and what's going on and giving you guys updates. But as of right now, this is my pregnancy story. That's what we went through. And I hope this helps somebody else out. I hope this makes all the more of a reason for somebody else to keep their baby, you know, because you're not alone in the world. And if you do feel like you don't have family or you don't have people who are there for you, you know, if you feel like you can do it, that's one thing. And if you feel like you can't, that's another. But don't ever let somebody else's decisions make a decision for you, or somebody else's thoughts be a decision for you. Do what you want to do and what's on your heart, and pray and ask God what it is that he feels as though that you should do, and you make your decision based off of that. I'm going to keep up with you guys, and I'm going to let you guys know everything that's going on with me. But as of right now, I'm just preparing for my baby to get here, and it is what it is. So you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time around. Bye.